What's going on? This is episode 1 of your daily dose of Degens. I am at Stads God. Everyone else introduce yourselves.
What's
Yeah,
up,
it's Sir
guys?
Smitty 12.
At Tab the Sav.
at Joslay OR.
At Robbie__Elliot.
All right.
Alright.
Well, where should we get started?
I don't know, Nick. Pick the first topic, man.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna start with Infinite Warfare.
What about
Yeah.
it?
What about it? How bad is
Well,
it? Because it looks
Yeah,
pretty bad.
It's gonna look pretty bad, is what I'm
Most
thinking.
most
Trailers
disliked
look horrible.
most disliked video on YouTube ever.
Well,
There's some new screenshots that just came out about it, the campaign coming to E3, and it just does not look good.
Nope.
well, I
The
mean that's the
graphics look
campaign
good, but
stuff.
the graphics just don't. Yeah, I liked
I
playing
don't
the
know, man.
campaign for
I
like
think
6
you guys
hours.
are judging it too hard by a small little
Yeah.
trailer.
It's
But I've
it's
always-
getting judged, yeah.
I've always enjoyed all the CODs, like Ghosts and Advanced Warfare. I honestly can say I enjoyed those two games. So I'll probably be like a minority in this, but
Well-
I'll probably end up enjoying it.
There's always gonna be a time where someone enjoys like the newer games that comes out because it's just refreshing to not be playing, like
For
not be
sure,
playing Black Ops
exactly.
3 for like 9 months or like a year.
I
It's
s-
just
I seriously
know.
think they should have made a $60 add-on with all the Modern Warfares, so we could have gotten more diversity on the new consoles.
But I mean, you gotta look at it. Like they just dropped the backwards compatible Black Ops, but at the same time, you gotta think about you gotta think of it in like a perspective of the company, like making more money, because they're not just gonna like come out with 3 Call of Duties for $60 that they've put in time for the graphics to be remastered and all that stuff.
That's
It's
true.
all about business.
They try
and money.
they try their best to appeal to the masses instead of like just us who have been playing this game for a long time and just want something more generic, I guess.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
like.
true.
Yeah.
And it's like they started developing as soon as Advanced Warfare came out, so they really didn't have much feedback. And so when they already got too deep into the game and everybody started hating on it, then it's kind of like the point of no going back. Because you
Yeah.
gotta have a game released in the next couple years. So
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
And it's
I
like-
still feel like every single Call of Duty was, at least from a business standpoint, a success. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
not like
'cause-
it just. They're
Go ahead.
so
Well,
growing.
people will always buy them.
yeah, 'cause
People-
it's a Call of
Yeah.
Duty.
So many people that dislike that YouTube video will still buy Infinite Warfare, and I'll probably still buy Infinite
Yeah.
Warfare,
Mhm.
even though I said
That's
it's going
what-
to be terrible.
It's
Yeah.
what's so hypocritical about it.
Yeah, I'm only buying it for for COD 4. Really, I'll play Infinite Warfare because it's just a new game, but at the same time, it's like probably get bored of it really quick if it's another exosuit type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I think what they're doing is they're just trying to like appeal to the younger generation. Well, I guess we're still a young generation, but like all the little 9-year-olds that just wanna
Yeah.
like go out there and jump around and fly and shit. Have their parents just buy them a game with futuristic stuff in it.
Yeah, I feel like it opens up to more people if it's futuristic, because it's obviously less realistic, and parents are more willing to buy violent games that are less realistic.
That's
Mhm.
true.
That's actually a really good point. I've never really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is very good. Very good point.
Oh, just thought of it.
All right, next topic.
We're gonna do like finals for school.
What about them?
I mean, like, just shit. I don't know. Didn't we used to have like 3 study days and then a final day?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought we
Yeah,
had
now
like
we're
at
down to
least
one.
I think
two right
every
before.
single year it went
Yeah.
Like,
It went
so this
3,
week would
2.
have been blue, gold, blue, 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 and then gold, gold,
Yeah.
gold.
Yep. Now we get one study day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't really know why that is, but
I think Tuesday is pretty much a study day.
yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
we have
this
finals
Tuesday?
this week?
Yeah, it's blue finals this week.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, alright. Okay. Well, all I really have to worry about is algebra.
Yeah, I have nothing.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
mean, I'm
I
trying
can
to
get a
do.
0 in calculus and get a B. And I can get a 100 in the final and get a B. So,
Damn.
I don't think it will matter.
I feel like, Rob, you're in AP US and AP Comp, right?
Yeah.
Are the finals for so the final for AP Comp, is it just the essay?
We have to give a presentation like with the main points of our essay. So it's not terrible. And
Alright.
AP US, like, I don't know. All my difficult classes, like, the hard part's already done pretty much because, like, the hardest part of AP US was writing the 10-page paper. And I finished that today. So I have to do a chemistry final and an algebra final. And, what's my other one? AP US, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in like the AP classes, because like the big part of the final is just like writing the essays, right?
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
the only thing you need to do is kind of jump the gun on those, because I know a lot of people, like, I don't get why a lot of people procrastinate. Like, yeah, I'm in like junior English and I really don't have no room to talk, but it's kind of like, how long have you guys had? Like 3 weeks
For
no,
what?
we've had
The AP US,
4
like,
months
for like
the
both.
paper.
yeah.
Oh, so then like, why are people like? I see a whole bunch of people on Twitter just always procrastinate.
Well,
And-
here's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's true.
The more popular topics, in my opinion, are usually later chronologically, and so in AP US, we get to them later in the year. And so I wanted to start my paper after he talked about what I did was the space race.
And like Sputnik and everything.
Yeah, he mainly talked about Sputnik, the reaction to that, and then he talked about the 3 big programs that the US had, Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo,
Mhm.
and the success of Apollo 11. And I had some background because of my parents who were in who were in aerospace. They
Oh, there were.
studied, yeah, they worked at Boeing when they first
Damn.
met, and they studied that a lot. So they let me in on a lot of that.
Hmm.
But it helped out to wait a little bit. But I still started like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I did
And,
like a
like-
page a day.
Yeah, but like most people, like, I'm not gonna call anybody out, but most of the girls in our grade, I swear, they wait until like 2 hours before the paper's due.
Yeah, that's true. I think a lot of people are guilty of that, though.
Yeah.
Just because, like, nobody wants to do that, but you have to.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
and,
lot
like,
of things in life you don't want to do. You just need to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Who'd win in a fight, Muhammad Ali or Wilt Chamberlain?
Muhammad Ali, of course. What kind of question is that?
Muhammad Ali is a fighter.
Or no,
Wilt
or was
Chamberlain's
it
not
was
gonna
it
drop a
are you talking about
was it
right now?
Kareem?
Because Muhammad Ali's kind of dead.
Nick, what who was it?
Oh,
Was
they're
it
both
Kareem?
dead.
Oh shit! Rest in
Okay,
peace.
so-
My bad.
I'll explain it.
Oh shit!
In the early 70s, Wilt Chamberlain wanted to schedule a fight with Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali was willing to do it, except Wilt Chamberlain went to Muhammad Ali's like last fight right before they were scheduled to do it, and he saw how powerful Muhammad Ali was, and all of the parries, which if you don't know are just like counters and dodges,
Yeah.
how his parries were so quick and how his footwork was so amazing, he realized that he stood no chance and he made the smart decision to not go through with the fight.
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
you're a basketball player, and like you're gonna try to fight a boxer, really isn't the smartest decision. because they're not as lengthy, but they'll still, when they hit you, they'll hit you hard.
Skill matters a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is also true.
It's like a guy that's been playing basketball his whole life versus a legend that's been boxing his whole entire life. Kind of smart decision by Wilt Chamberlain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it was supposed to be in 73, I think, and he retired in 73. So it
So
would have been scheduled like
Like one of
right
his
near
last
the end of his
fights.
career.
Yeah.
No, Wilt Chamberlain's side of things.
Oh, okay. Alright, so. Alright.
Let's continue with that, but what do you guys think of a possible fight of Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor?
Floyd would win.
Yeah. Um,
So many
yeah,
people hate
it's
on
not
Floyd,
kickboxing.
but he wins for a reason. He's a great fighter.
He's good at elusiveness. He's really elusive.
Yeah, that's true. He does
I
dodge a
would
lot of
say-
hits.
I would say that more than. Well, that kind of ties into a good fighter, but I would say he's better elusively than he is at like actually fighting.
Yeah, a big reason he wins a lot of the fights is the judges will look at the stats, which is a lot of the time it's a bad thing. The eye test is really a good thing. But they'll look at the stats and look at the percentage of hits that were landed. And anybody that fights Floyd Mayweather lands so many less hits, and he wins a whole bunch of rounds because of that. So you have to try to go for the knockout on him.
Yeah. And it's like also if he doesn't dodge your punches, he'll just like come up to you and get really close and like start hugging you.
He'll grapple.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes both ways. Like in MMA, if you know you don't if you know you have better ground game, you're gonna go for the ground game instead of just swinging.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every fighter does what they know is, what they know they do better than the other fighter.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
try to cover up their weaknesses as much as possible.
Yeah, which is, I mean, ultimately what wins fights.
McGregor's biggest weakness is definitely the ground game. You saw that with Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
He couldn't transition in the ground. He was fighting 25 pounds above normal, but Diaz was fighting 15 above normal on like 2 weeks notice. So you can't just say that Diaz was prepared for it.
I mean, I don't really pay attention to UFC, so I don't really have any input on like Conor McGregor's side. Well, I do like if a Conor McGregor and Mayweather fight would go, but not like McGregor versus anybody else or Mayweather versus anybody else.
Yeah. Another thing to think about though is like no one really knows what type of fight it would be, because either you could do a full-on MMA, which could benefit McGregor because he has some training. He has a lot of training in ground, but he's just not nearly as good as the BJ Penns of the world. But Floyd Mayweather is pure boxing, so if you do a boxing, it's purely in Mayweather's advantage. If it's kickboxing, it is somewhat in McGregor's advantage, but Mayweather still has a chance. He would just have to learn leg defense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think
Alright.
that's it with that topic.
Okay, so like ghosts. Do you believe in them?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I believe in ghosts.
What about
What about you,
Sasquatch?
Taven?
Sasquatch real?
The Sam Squanch.
My God, no, it's not real. Wait, Tim's not even in here anymore.
Taven, I think he left.
Oh, of course it totally is.
Okay. I don't
Sasquatch
believe in
is
Sasquatch.
real, fam. He's out there.
Let's put it this way. I believe more in Nessie than I do Sasquatch.
Actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because there's a lot in the ocean that we don't know.
There's.
I mean,
yeah,
I know Nessie. I know Nessie was in that, like in a lake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lake
it was in the
Ness.
English Channel, I think.
I can't see. I can't
Well, I
see
think
that
it's,
being
like, in
possible. But
Ireland.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So, I mean, there's like so much shit in the ocean that nobody's explored, and that isn't gonna be explored for a very long time.
Yeah, we haven't really figured out the technology to like perfect pressurized cabins in terms of water. We perfected it for space and getting us to the moon,
Mhm.
and so it just doesn't make sense to like really want to explore it yet until we have the technology.
Yeah. But honestly, like Sasquatch, it's like only supposed to be in the United States, right? Like in forests and stuff. But
there's actually
there's
been
like
sightings in other countries.
okay, well, like until I see like 100% proof that there is a Sasquatch, I won't believe in it.
I actually don't believe in Sasquatch because after all these years, you'd think we'd find like a dead body or like I don't know, like Sasquatch poop or something like that would prove its existence.
Yeah, but like all like the supposed sightings are just like footprints and blurry videos of a big tall thing in a furry suit or whatever they would like to call it.
For all we know, it could have been a bear.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's just so many like there's so many fake sightings that people just kind of brush it off. Cuz it's like if it was real, then there would already be proof that it was real.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many people like trying to find
Since
Sasquatch
since
or whatever.
well, actually, if you think about it, it actually also like the first like sighting ever was in the 60s or like 67 or something like that, and like you would think someone would see one before that.
Mhm.
Wasn't there a supposed sighting in Albany?
Probably,
I don't know.
but
There's a lot of stupid crackheads in Albany that thinks they see shit.
there could be more tweakers in Albany than in Eugene. I would believe it.
Yeah. I believe that also.
Back in 1885, hunters saw a hairy man eating deer flesh.
Jesus Christ.
Well, what can we talk about next, boys? We can talk about rap now.
Yeah.
Rapper NBA Finals, your choice.
Rap.
All right.
So we go with rap.
Top 5 rappers
Right now?
right now.
In order?
Not in order, or in order.
Okay.
Not in order?
Not
Not
in
in order?
Whatever you would
Okay.
like.
Kendrick Lamar, Future, Kanye West, Young Thug, and who is my fifth? I always debate this. Sometimes I want to say
Chance is
Schoolboy
my
Q.
fifth, dude.
Sometimes I want to say Schoolboy Q. Sometimes I want to say Chance the Rapper.
I think Chance because he's just more relevant right now.
Hate me, but I would put
What are you
Drake.
gonna say? Rip. Views was so bad.
Go ahead and hate me, but I would put Drake.
Views was so
absolutely
bad.
hate
Hughes
Drake.
has a couple hits.
All right, here's my top 5, and this is like strictly like my preferences. Like this even includes SoundCloud rappers. So, Thugger, of course, Playboy Cardi, Lil Uzi Vert, Puya, maybe Drake, maybe Kanye. I'd probably put Kanye before Drake, obviously, but
Yeah, so would I.
Okay, I'll go. So, I think Kendrick's number one.
Yeah.
Even though you gotta think that his Untitled Unmastered, those are his recycled works from To Pimp a Butterfly. You can't think of that as a full-on album. People just wanted new content, so he gave them new content that he really didn't work on himself. Like, in terms of wanting the best possible. Okay?
That's true.
And so that's why I think his last album is still To Pimp a Butterfly, and that's one of the best of all time. And
Yeah, To Pimp a Butterfly's up there with Illmatic.
It's up there. It's not nearly as good, personally.
It's pretty
but
good.
I'll continue. I'll keep going. Kanye. Yeah. There's not much to say about Kanye. He's had a couple He's had a couple albums that are definitely not his best, but I still think they're better than a lot of other people out there.
Well, yeah, Kanye's best work is better than anybody else's best work.
No, I'm thinking like Yeezus is a lot better than a lot of other people's average work.
Yeah. I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So
Kanye's
that's
worst
why-
is better than others' average.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just The Life of Pablo is a little bit worse than To Pimp a Butterfly. And so he's worse than Kendrick right now.
The Life of Pablo is significantly worse than To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah. I'll keep going. Schoolboy Q's one of the guys I really like. Young Thug. Let's see one more. Okay, so
Future, you
Either-
didn't say anything about Future.
Future's
I'm
okay.
putting
I
Future
don't
in
think he's
before
top
Kanye.
five.
Forgot about him.
Future's put out some nice shit. You forget
I
that
don't like
Future
his
has like
style.
the same amount of projects as Kanye has, and Future
is
makes
more-
some nice shit.
Yeah, it's just more personal, like liking for me.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm taking Vert out of mine and replacing him with Future.
What about ASAP Rocky?
ASAP
Yeah,
hasn't
I was
dropped
about to
anything in a
say-
while.
Downhill.
Mm,
He's going
but-
downhill.
Long Live ASAP's nice.
So you would say he's not relevant anymore?
He's relevant, but not top 5 relevant.
He's relevant, but he probably needs to drop something like at the end of this year if he wants to, you know.
He hasn't dropped
go.
like any real like bangers this year. Like
Okay.
nothing that's
Yeah, but his the album before the one that just came out wasn't it called At Long Last ASAP.
that was
The
a
one
good
with him on
album.
the front with the smoke coming out of his mouth. That's like
Yeah.
that's a pretty godly album.
the one with
Yeah.
like him pulling back the mask, Yams.
Yeah,
Rip Yams.
honestly.
I just like his flow.
I honestly
Personally.
didn't get like into ASAP Rocky until the beginning of this school year. So I was in math with Brady and I asked him, I was like, yeah, what happened to ASAP Yams? And he looked over at me and he's like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, well, I just want to know what happened to him. He's like, he died last January. I'm like, oh shit. I honestly did not
Oh,
know.
God.
Shout out Brady Baggett.
Oh yeah, shout out Brady Baggett, dude.
Shout out Taylor Ballard also.
Yeah.
You already have done that.
Yeah, shout out Taylor Ballard for reminding me that we had to pay yesterday.
At Buffalo.
At Buffalo Wild Wings. You want to tell that story, Nick?
Alright, so we went to Buffalo to watch a fight, UFC 199, which is a pretty good event, one of the biggest upsets ever. But the main thing was I ordered the house sampler and a drink, and a friend of mine that went with me ordered the same thing, and we carpooled together, and we were on our way out, and I have always ordered at that front, like, kiosk type of desk. And so I went up there, and one of the waitresses up there wasn't our waitress, and so I guess she couldn't have checked us out, but she thought we had already checked out anyway, so she said, have a good night. and so no one
Your
else
nail.
like even batted an eye, and we just kept walking out the door. We weren't like even running out. We weren't trying to dine and dash. We were trying to pay. But she basically
So you're
what she
saying
said-
your dine and dash was her fault?
Pretty
I
much.
Wait, so
held
you
up my
didn't pay?
ticket. No, let me finish the story. I held up my ticket and said I need to pay. But she interrupted me in the middle so she couldn't have heard me by saying,
Have a good night.
have a good night, yeah. And so we just kept walking. And we got in my car and we drove off, and Taylor Ballard called me and said that they had my phone number and our waitress would have to pay for us to cover it. And we thought, well, we really don't want to do that to her. That's like almost $40 worth. That's that's a good amount of money. So we went back and paid. And
Good
I
guy,
left
good
like
guy.
a $3 tip just for the
I got a free drink.
inconvenience.
Good guy. Good guy, man.
You didn't get. Yeah, for you it was free.
For
Taylor
me, for me, it was free.
picked you up. Yeah.
Oh, I got a story. So yesterday my parents went out with my mom's friends from work, and so it left me and my sister and my grandparents got here from Mexico on Wednesday. So it was me, my sister, my grandma, and my grandpa. And my grandpa wanted me to go take him to the store, but I already had to go out and get dinner, so I said okay. And so like I'm just expecting to just drop him off and then like wait for him out in the parking lot, and then when we go and get food I'm just gonna go through the drive-through. So I didn't shower yesterday until like late at night, I think like almost midnight. So I was in my slides, my hair was like pretty greasy. I was in just like a shirt and then some Adidas shorts and like no socks or anything. And so I drop him off, and he said he's going in to get coffee. So I tell him where the coffee is, and it's like 10 minutes in, and I'm like going in to see if like he found everything or if he was lost or something. And my keys wouldn't come out of my ignition, and so I had to like wiggle them for like 5 minutes to get them out. So it was like 15 minutes by the time I'm done with that. So I go in there and I'm like looking down all the aisles, and he's like just walking down one of the aisles. I asked him what he was doing. He said the whole entire 15 minutes he was trying to find the sugar. And he said he walked up and down at every single aisle and couldn't find the sugar, and he even asked like somebody that was just walking by and he couldn't find it. And so I looked at him, and then I looked to my left, and there's a whole pile of like cane sugar packages right there. And yeah, it was pretty embarrassing because he got wrecked by the sugar, dude.
Shout out to Jose's grandpa. Can't find sugar.
Yeah, Pedro, what's up? Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Well,
Alright.
you guys want to talk about the NBA Finals?
I want to go back to the rap ring. Talk
Oh
we had.
yeah. Best rappers who haven't been on a label yet.
Lil Yachty, is he on a label?
No.
I
He's
don't
pretty
know
nice.
really who's on a label. I don't know underground people.
Puya.
Puya and Fat Nick and those dudes. Lil
I heard-
Yachty's probably one of the best rappers.
I like. Okay, Le'Veon Bell is one of my favorites. He's
Nice
one of my
football
favorite
player.
football players,
Dame
which
Dollar.
gives me a little bit of bias, but he's a legitimate good rapper.
Dame Dollar speaks the truth and nothing but the truth.
That's true.
So God help him. I mean, Logic speaks the truth also, but people don't like his music. Like, I'm not one for like hardcore like.
Yeah.
Fuck my headset. I'm not one for like hardcore rapping. I like like beats and instrumentals like behind it. and I guess he's like one of my favorite rappers who like does that.
Yeah.
But like people don't really like his music at all.
He needs
which
he needs
just
help.
like I don't bring it up.
He needs help in the production of his songs.
Yeah, he's like solo most of the time doing stuff. But I guess
Yeah.
like he doesn't like he's not featured on like anybody's like songs or anything like that. So it's like he's not really that that much out there like Doug is or anybody like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I personally like Earl Sweatshirt a little bit more than
I do too.
I guess.
He's super unique.
True.
Yeah, he's like he has stories like Eminem when Eminem wants to be deep. Except he has like a unique style of rapping and presenting it. Which I like it.
I've never really heard any of his music. I don't really listen to a lot of different artists. Like I listen to Future, Chance, Rocky, Kanye. Listen to a little bit of Drake, but I don't really listen to and like Young Thug or Lil Yachty or anybody like that.
I got a question. Who would ask who for a feature? Would Damian Lillard ask Logic for a feature, or would Logic ask Damian Lillard for a feature?
What type
I
of
mean,
song?
Logic's trash, so it doesn't really matter who's on what.
Okay, so if it's about basketball, Logic would have to ask Lillard. And I think Logic would ask Lillard in really any other case.
I guess really the question kind of boils down to who's more famous.
Oh,
Logic doesn't
Lillard's more
have
famous
features.
overall.
Holy shit!
Logic doesn't
Damn,
have
get that.
features. He had one with like who, Big Sean, and 2 albums ago.
Logic doesn't do features very often, which I like.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he's just kind of like on his own.
He's more of a lyricist than a rapper.
Yeah.
He just likes to do his own thing. I feel like instead of having to give in to someone else's flow or style, like if he would have had someone feature,
Yeah.
it just wouldn't be his. It'd be more like theirs, and he doesn't really like that.
Yeah. I know someone in this call hates J. Cole.
You can't argue with his
but-
productions though; they're good.
What I'm gonna say
mean,
is
He should be a producer, not a rapper.
he is a producer. He learned a lot from Kanye about producing. But what I was gonna say is he wrote a song on Born Sinner called Let Nas Down, which is exactly like this type of situation, where there's a balance between having your own style or succumbing to commercial music and
Which-
trying to get the most money possible.
Which Drake is now doing.
Yeah,
I just
Drake
want
is
to throw
now
that out
doing-
there.
He really, I mean, I think the money seduced him. I liked Drake at the beginning.
My favorite
let's-
Drake track is probably his latest drop with Gucci Mane.
I really
Can't
like
remember what it's
Think Me
called.
Later. That's a good album. too.
Gucci Mane is trash.
Like Over.
Gucci
That's a
Mane, good or
great
bad?
song.
Bad.
Gucci Mane pretty
Good.
much invented trap music, so
He-
trash.
Yeah.
He's the father. He's the father of nowadays rap, like new age
pretty
rap.
much, yeah. I don't think he's trash, but Taven doesn't like very much rap music, so
But
This is
like,
a real trap band.
the fathers of gangster rap weren't really the best rappers.
that's also true.
Ice-T really wasn't great.
No, he wasn't.
Who? Ice-T.
Yeah, it's just he.
Pusha T.
Yeah, Pusha T was really good. It's just Ice-T started that wave, which paved the way for other people to be able to do it. It's like Malcolm X didn't have the best intentions, but you needed him to be there.
I don't know. I like Malcolm X's way of getting stuff done a lot more than Martin Luther King.
I don't.
That's
Let's
just my
not
Yeah,
get
opinion.
but
into
if
that,
Martin
though.
Luther King didn't do that, then it wouldn't have solved anything.
Let's just not get into that, honestly. I just wanted to use that as an example of like
No,
someone
yeah,
paving the way for other
both
people.
great people and did a lot of good stuff. I just like one's method over the other. Just my opinion, though.
Yeah.
I don't think you should use violence if it's not needed.
I know it's an opinion. It's not a big...
World War II was needed, though. I will say that.
Did he really use violence?
Oh yeah, that
Malcolm
was
X?
his main.
Did he
Okay,
do?
Yeah, that
did
was
he
his whole
commit?
thing, is non-passive
He-
protest.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Did
like, did he commit any violence himself?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And he had lots of people do stuff for
I
him.
mean, he led other people. It's still a crime to, like, be the leader of people who will do the violence for you.
Unless you're Hitler, then you're innocent.
Or Malcolm X, and you use
Or-
racism as your excuse?
Yeah, he did use racism for like a really big excuse.
Well, he was racist too, but
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Malcolm X was more racist into the white, against whites.
He was more
almost the other
like
way.
he was more like I don't know what
No,
the
he hated
technical term
whites.
is, but
He
he was
didn't-
like really salty towards the whites.
Radical.
he hated them. He didn't want
Yeah.
to. He thought there should be no segregation. It should stay the same. But he wanted just more stuff for blacks. He wanted separate, but not like how they were separate. If that makes sense.
Yeah, separate but equal.
But I feel like that would have made like a good medium. Like if people started realizing that, then maybe they'd slowly start integrating more stuff. But...
Yeah. Okay. New topic or still rap?
Just go to new topic.
All right. You guys want to choose one?
I mean, let's see what's one. I mean, I don't know.
All right, I'll get into a news story.
Where's Kevin Durant going?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Imagine. Okay, I think. Actually, no, that's not a
Boston.
good fit. Now that I think about it.
I want him to go to
Let's
Boston.
talk about this. Let's talk about this. What moves do the Blazers need to pull this offseason?
Okay, I think they need to re-sign Myers Leonard. They need to re-sign CJ.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
That's a
definitely.
huge one.
I feel like Dame and CJ are gonna be in Portland forever. They're not gonna fucking pull LaMarcus.
They need to
scumbag.
find an upgrade at post. I don't
Al
really,
Horford.
I don't really care which one. I mean, Plumlee is good, so if you can find a really good four that can work with Plumlee, at least on paper,
Anthony
sign him.
Davis.
Anthony. Yeah, we're gonna
That
get him.
that would be
I mean,
goals.
we have a lot of. Okay, so I don't see why we couldn't get like big stars to Portland because we
We
have a lot of
could.
appeal and we have a lot of money.
Yeah. I don't think we've really been going after it the same
Yeah.
that other
Yeah.
teams do. Also, Portland's not the same type of place as Miami. Miami is pretty much a paradise
Small
for
market
a lot of
teams
people.
versus
Yeah,
small
I'd say
market
Port-
teams versus large market teams.
I'd say Portland's almost like a medium market. Like San Antonio's the definition of a small market. Sacramento a small market.
I would not say Sacramento is a small market.
Well, Golden State's really takes all the San Francisco people.
That's kind of true, actually. Memphis is
Golden
the
State's
smallest
taking, like,
market.
50% of America because they're fucking bandwagons.
Who wants to go to Memphis? Tell me who wants to go to Memphis.
Yeah, nobody really wants unless you're a fucking white boy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Kevin Durant would be good in Boston.
I do too.
They have a lot of pieces around him. He differs enough that he could work with Isaiah Thomas, and Avery Bradley really just likes to be out there to show off his athleticism and play defense. He likes that. And I mean, if someone likes that, let them.
I think. Oh man, I can't think of it. I can't think of a pick better than Charlotte. Or I mean, Celtics, Boston.
Charlotte, would that be good? Charlotte would be okay.
Charlotte actually wouldn't be that bad, even though I did not mean to say Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, he could get personal lessons from Michael Jordan by just Michael Jordan being the owner. I think New Orleans would be good, but if I were Kevin Durant, I wouldn't want to live in New Orleans.
He wouldn't
I
be a
agree.
very good fit for Minnesota, but I would love to see him go to Minnesota because I just want to see Minnesota win.
Yeah, they have Towns and Wiggins already.
They have such young talent. I could see them being very good in 4 years.
They need to just get better at defense, honestly. They have the scoring.
And they need who's their center?
Towns.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
They also have
they're actually
Borgwey Dang.
they're actually kind of
if you want,
stacked.
but- Yeah.
You just need experience.
Yeah, Wiggins also needs to put on weight. He needs to be able to finish better. Just being more efficient overall.
Yeah.
Alright, so should we wrap it up?
We're at 41 minutes, 40 seconds.
I think we can go a little longer. Or if we don't have any more topics, and I mean,
We have
Um,
some more. I have a news story I'd want to talk about.
Let's
Okay,
hear it.
There's a book coming out about the Clinton administration and how they handled all the White House affairs. And it is from a Secret Service officer. It's coming out June 28th. I don't personally read many books, but I'm gonna read this one. I feel like there's a lot of beans that are gonna be spilled. And I'm excited for that. I think it'll derail Hillary. And I mean, Trump would be bad, but you know what?
Better than
He may
Hillary,
not-
dude.
That's not true.
I think he's better than Hillary.
He may not. He may be overridden.
Why do you
on
think that?
Can I finish?
I think that because yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Okay, so he will probably be overridden on everything like Bernie would. So, but Hillary wouldn't. So, it's really gonna still be about Congress. Congress has the most power right now out of all three branches. Judiciary has by far the least. And so the balance of power is definitely swaying towards Congress, and Trump isn't from the Senate or the House.
I mean, I guess,
Yes.
yeah, that's true. I'd rather argue with Justin, though.
Alright, you go ahead.
I don't know. I don't want Donald Trump to run our country.
The only in Donald Trump's plans, I can't really see any of that actually happening within 4 years of, him being president. But Hillary, what I could see happening within 4 years of her being president is her leaking some really stupid information, whether on purpose or on accident, that could really screw us over. And
I don't know.
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's like a pretty specific thing to randomly happen. Regardless of what Donald Trump can get passed through, you can't he's racist and he's unfit to run a country and he's radical and it bothers me and I feel like something bad will happen if he's the president.
Bernie is the most radical candidate right now.
Well, I mean,
but is it radical?
yeah,
in
it
a
depends
bad
how you define
sense?
radical.
But is it radical in a bad sense? Not
no, not
like
necessarily.
Trump, where you want to
That depends on your opinion.
fucking.
I think radical in any sense is bad in terms of running the country because we shouldn't ever dramatically change. We need to slowly change.
All I know
Yeah,
is that Bernie's tax plans are terrible.
I don't think that's true.
His whole college plan is terrible. That's the thing to me.
I
We
mean, he
cannot.
says a lot of things that are wishful thinking, but it's also pretty stupid that like the top, like the like 1% of our like society owns like 50% of the wealth or whatever it is, something ridiculous
99.
like that.
It has been improving over a long time.
I mean, not obviously not fast enough. There's still people starving and dying all over the place in
There
a
will
developed
always
country
be
like
that.
ours.
If you do not want communism, there will always be that.
I don't think there'll always be that to that extent. Like, I think that if you live in the United States, you should like be able to know where your next meal is coming from, regardless if you're considered to live in poverty or not.
Every man creates his own wealth and his own environment.
A lot of people don't get a fair opportunity.
Yeah, but if you look at that, look at Donald Trump. He got everything handed to him.
Yeah, he did.
That's true.
So did
So if you're
Hillary.
gonna talk about it like that,
I don't think Bernie's handled money very well.
I don't
He
know
has
much
come
about
across
Bernie's
a lot of
background.
it. Obviously, if he's a senator, he's come across a lot of money. And if it's true about his net wealth being like 400,000, he hasn't handled money well at all.
Another thing about Hillary is that she changes her opinion like every year.
Yeah, Trump did that.
She used to be.
I mean, Donald Trump had like democratic views
he doesn't
when he
change his
was
opinion
nothing more
though.
than a.
Donald Trump is
He
just trying
definitely
to
does.
appeal to the
Give
voters
me
that he can
examples.
get.
When has he changed
Well,
his
I mean,
strong
I
opinion?
would have
I
I'd have
have a
to
good
go
one.
look at things, but
Abortion.
yeah, he's
He was
flipped on like
pro-choice
major
up until
issues.
he ran this year, and he switched to pro-life because he knew he could get the Republican vote and not the Democrat vote. He
Okay.
knew he was going to run as a Republican.
I didn't know he was pro-life.
He became pro-life just for this. The only pro-choice Republican that ran at the beginning of the election cycle was Rand Paul.
All I know is that in the early 2000s, Hillary was one of the biggest supporters in anti-gay rights movements. And now she's one of the biggest supporters in, for gay rights. And it goes
That
for
is
a lot
true.
of different things too.
Yeah, that's also
for her
just with
opinions.
time.
Yeah, but a lot of things have changed.
I mean, you also have to look at it as the federal laws had been passed just recently about gay rights, and so she could just be supporting federal law.
Yeah.
Alright, so what else?
I think this is a good way to end it. Or, I guess we could talk about something else that is like more positive. So
Yeah,
just
I think we
I
should.
wanna end
I
it
think
on
we
that.
should
Dumb
get away
bucks.
from politics. I
Yeah,
don't
I
like
think we should end
politics.
it on a higher note. More of an upbeat. Okay, so
Let's do
NBA
a-
Finals.
Oh, okay. Didn't we already talk about that?
Yeah, we already
okay,
did.
so
I was.
it was that
I was gonna
Clemson
say.
thing.
I was gonna say like best FPS, or COD versus Battlefield, or COD versus
Yeah, we should
That should be
CS:GO.
do
for
How
for
bad
another
supply
day.
drops are.
Supply drop.
Supply drops.
The biggest joke of the gaming industry.
Mhm. And like you know how like just to get the supply drop like hype going up, leading into like new stuff dropping like in January, the Treyarch and like Activision, they gave YouTubers like free like
Oh,
5,200 like COD points and shit.
I hate the odds for it.
They'd never
It's
release the
ridiculous.
odds. They never
Either-
publicly release the odds. That's how
Well, yeah,
that's how
but-
the
bad
odds
it
are
is.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
every single casino in the country legally has to show the odds.
Yeah.
And technically it's gambling, so I don't know why they don't show the odds. Probably because they're
Yeah, and even like in
extremely low.
I think
CS:GO
it's so
betting
that
and shit.
because like it's not a required gambling, or not like required to use your own money.
Yeah, because it's not
Yeah.
it's not 100% currency based gambling system.
Yeah, it's like you can pay to win,
If you want,
but with casinos you have to pay to play.
yeah.
Yeah, and like crypto keys and all that stuff. I mean, you could like, I don't know.
I
You
just
earn
think,
them and stuff like that.
yeah, I think they should bring more throwback weapons into the game,
I want to know
like they
why.
have been doing.
I want to know why no one really has been talking about the Battlefield 1 announcement.
Because they haven't released anything since the trailer.
Yeah, the thing about Battlefield though
That's
is like
true.
everyone knows it's a solid game.
But there's no new things.
This is new. I guarantee you there's going to be more innovation in Battlefield 1 than in all of the other Battlefields combined. Like all the differences combined.
No major company has done a World War One. It's all World War Two or Vietnam or current day.
Exactly. Which is why I think it's going to be like one of the best, probably one of the best games. I would say
Yeah.
ever, but I can't say that because that's I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't see
Well,
a
it's
FPS
not-
ever
it's
being
never,
one of the best
it's not
games
like
ever.
it's never happened that a game's had a dope trailer and then it comes out and it's a flop.
Yeah. Wasn't Duke Nukem Forever a pretty good trailer and then it flopped like crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
just terrible.
Borderlands, or no, not Borderlands. What game is that? BioShock Infinite. That game had a nice trailer, and I played it, and I could not play it.
That still got solid reviews all around though.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just end it on that.
All right.
All right.
This has been the second coolest podcast in the world, right behind No Jumper. Your daily dose of Degens. And
Bye.
yeah, see you later. Signing out.
That's all.
So yeah.
That's all,
Adios.
folks.